I'd like to introduce our next speaker. He's a best-selling author, and he's going to talk to us about social, mobile, and digital, and how this is revolutionizing our industry. Please welcome my friend, Erik Qualman.
How y'all doing? So I've been flying a lot lately, and like you guys, you fly a lot. You meet a lot of interesting characters out there on the planes. So I was talking to this nice guy, and after about 30 minutes, I asked him what he does. He says, I'm a musician. So what he didn't realize is I'm going to bombard him for the next 10 minutes about how he could use social media to get his name out there to really grow his brand. So after about 10 minutes, this nice lady walks up and goes, can I have your autograph? And I'm super excited because no one ever recognizes me on a plane. So I reach down, get my Sharpie. She leans across me to get Mr. James Taylor's autograph. 5-time Grammy award-winning James Taylor. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, did I just tell James Taylor that if only he used social media, maybe he'd have some success and get his name out there? And of course, 2 days later, I turn on the Grammys and there he is singing away. But let me show you a video that I showed James on that flight. All right, I'm going to stop that video right here because a lot of you guys have already seen that video. When I first produced that video 5 years ago, I didn't know I was going to have to update it every 2 months, so it's been a lot of work. But since you guys have seen it, and since you guys are on the retail side, what I wanted to showcase to you was a little story about how we buy today. And since Valentine's Day is coming up a month from now, I wanted to do it around Valentine's Day. But before I play that quick clip, I'm just going to play a little soundbite from this video, which most of you guys have probably seen. This is the music you guys probably usually hear from this video. All right, so let's look at how the consumer behaves today. Now, hopefully no one forgets Valentine's Day this year. But that showcased a little bit what Socialnomics is all about. But at a 5-second level, Socialnomics is just word of mouth on digital steroids. Or a lot of you global folks in here, it's word of mouth now goes to world of mouth. Just like we no longer look for the news is pushed to us. Products and services will soon be pushed to us through mobile and also social. They're not emerging, they're actually merging technologies, social and mobile. And so how far away are we from this world? So I used to tell a story that was, this is coming, this is what it looks like. I'd give a fictitious example. But now it's really here. 2 weeks ago, I walked into Apple because I needed to buy a case for my new phone. So I went up there, and the salesperson was very helpful and said, hey, there's a new app. So I downloaded this app. The app allowed me to scan that product in the Apple Store as an Apple app, and it came back with reviews around that product. Also, I pulled out my Amazon app and scanned it as well to see how many reviews were out there. There's 300 reviews on this product, and also gave me a price. Now, since the price is only $2 difference, it's $2 less on Amazon, and I wanted that case today, I actually wound up buying the case at Apple. But I was one of those showroomers. I had the power in my pocket. The other cool thing is with this app from Apple, I just scanned that product and walked out of the store. I didn't have to go to a register. I didn't have to go to a person. I could have just walked in, scanned the product I wanted, and walked out of the store. So then I asked him, well, aren't you afraid that people are going to steal stuff and just walk out, and if you catch them, they say, oh, I thought I scanned this on my app. And he goes, we trust our customers. And that's what this world's going to be, is who do you trust? You want to buy from someone that you trust. So how do you build that trust? Or how far away are we from this socialnomic reality? Now, the one piece that's missing in that scenario that I just told you is that I saw 300 reviews, but I didn't know the people that had written those reviews. That's the game changer. So now, through different tools, I'm going to be able to see, oh, of your 229 friends on Facebook, 15 of them also purchased that case, and here's their ratings and reviews. So the average person on Facebook has 229 friends. If you have more than that, congratulations, you're very popular. But that's the power of socialnomics, and that's the one piece that's still missing. 90% of us trust what our peers say about a product and service. Only 14% of us trust what advertising says. So how close are we to this reality? In some sectors and verticals, it's moving very quickly, and it's kind of here. If you look at Yelp or at TripAdvisor through a tool called Facebook Connect, we can already see this. So on this screenshot, if you see this, where it says visiting Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, you can see that I can see down in the lower right that 40 of my friends have been to Cabo San Lucas. And if I drill down further, I can see, oh great, there's 3 of my buddies that also have 2 children, and they love this resort because it's very kid-friendly. Boom, I'm done, I'm booking at that resort. That's what it looks like. That's what the power is that's out there. So if you've heard that content is king, then culture is really checkmate. So how do we foster this culture? When we talk about culture, what does that mean? No matter what you sell, there's 2 things that are going to drive the success of your business. Getting the right people on the bus, getting the right people within your company. And we could talk about 3 days about how LinkedIn is changing that. But I'm going to talk about today is the second piece, word of mouth. That's the other thing that drives your business. We just mentioned is that word of mouth is now on digital steroids. Historically, they're our best customers, word of mouth, no matter what you sell. So now we have this superpower that we can take advantage of. But how do we take advantage of that? How do we have that right culture? And think about your culture today when it comes to social media. I'm sure that if someone posted something negative about your company, that you'd have an all-hands meeting at 7 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday to figure out what you were going to do. But what about when your best customer says, we love this about what you're doing? Are you having that same emergency meeting at 7 a.m. Saturday to figure out how we do more of this? How do we leverage it? Most likely not. And so you need to understand what are you rewarding internally to your company when it comes to mobile and also to social. So what are some of the tricks on how to have success? It's really about listen, interact, react, and then sell. And you're probably sitting there going, Eric, you've got those wrong. Selling's number 1. You know that. Selling's number 1. But we've all proven that doesn't work within social media. And it doesn't work because social media is less about technology and more about relationships. It's living, it's breathing, it's your customer. The way that would look in an offline world is if before this meeting started, if you saw 4 people having a great conversation, if you walked up to them and said, "Excuse me, can I interrupt you for a minute and tell you why I'm great for the next 5 minutes?" That wouldn't go over so well in the offline world, and it doesn't go over well in the digital world. So it's listen, interact, react, then sell. Most companies are doing listen and interact today. They're not doing the react piece. They're not adjusting real time. If they hear 90% of people don't like something about your product and service, are you changing that today? Conversely, if 90% of your best customers say, "We love this about your product and service," are you changing the way you do business today? The flip side, the consumer, we're all consumers. Think about the last time you bought something. What did you do? You listened. What can I expect from this product and service? Then you actually interacted with it. You used it. Then the third piece, you reacted. Was it good or was it a bad experience based on your expectation? Then the fourth one, which is why we're here today, is today the consumer can sell for or against your brand using all this technology. That's the new thing. That is the game changer. So let's look at a couple quick examples. This young man took a flight from Nova Scotia into Nebraska. He was a musician. His name wasn't James Taylor, but he was a musician. And his guitar got damaged. And so for the next year, he tried to get that resolved. And finally, United said, "Just go away. We're not going to pay for your guitar." So this guy, Dave Carroll, decided to go on YouTube and write a song about his experience. So this is his song. This is his story.
Flew United Airlines on my way to Nebraska. The plane departed Halifax, connecting in Chicago's O'Hare. While on the ground, a passenger said from the seat behind me, "My God, they're throwing guitars out there." The band and I exchanged a look, best described as terror, at the action on the tarmac and knowing whose projectiles these would be. So before I left Chicago, I alerted 3 employees who showed complete indifference towards me. United, united, you broke my Taylor guitar. United.
All right. That goes on for a couple more minutes. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube. It's got 14 million views, but you get the point. I don't want to focus on the United side of the story. What I want to focus on is the opportunity that's all around us if we're listening. What kind of guitar does he mention? Taylor guitars. So the head of Taylor Guitars out in California gets on YouTube. They don't have to have a meeting. They get on YouTube. They shoot it in low light, just with an easy camera. And he says, "Look, Dave, sorry this happened to you. I just shipped you 2 brand new guitars. And for all you other users out there that use our guitar, these are some tips on so this doesn't happen to you when you travel." There's another company that makes the guitar cases. And they reach out to Dave, and now they have a Dave Carroll travel guitar case. And Dave's done pretty well for himself. He's sold 99 cents on iTunes, a lot of this music. And he also has a book called United Breaks Guitars. So imagine that opportunity. There's 3 opportunities that people took advantage because they were listening for it and reacting quickly. All right, I'll let you guys read this. While you read this, I'll be talking about this scenario. So this young man at Chrysler had a bad day, a bad commute to work, and accidentally hit the wrong button. He thought this was posting to his personal account. He had access to post to the Chrysler Automotive account. This accidentally goes out on behalf of all Chrysler. Obviously, where the stars are, those weren't stars, there's a different word. And so unfortunately for this young man, he no longer works for Chrysler Cars. Now I bring this up because it helps set me up for this next piece, which the exact same thing happens to the Red Cross. Young lady hits the wrong button, thinks it's going to her personal account, but instead she sends this out on Twitter to the whole world, for the whole world to see. She posts this. "Ryan," I assume that's her boyfriend, "found 2 more 4-bottle packs of Dogfish Head's Midas Touch Beer. When we drink, we do it right. Hashtag getting slizzard. But the Red Cross understood something which all of you guys will understand when we leave here, is that social media touches every aspect of your business because it touches your customer. So it's not owned by marketing, PR, customer service. It's owned by everybody within social in the company, and it needs to start with the CEO and the executives and go all the way down. Think about how many of you guys are actually giving your executives a weekly report, a listening report that says 2 pages. Here's what we're doing really well. Here's what we're doing poorly based on the information that we're getting out there digitally. And also, do you have a feedback loop from the retail level up to see what's actually happening on the ground and see how that compares to what is happening digitally? Are you giving your executives that listening report? And also, are you giving it to them, him or her, those for your 2 top competitors as well? That same format, that same listening report. Again, seems very basic, but 90% of the Fortune 500 companies I visit do not give that to their executives. So they don't have that type of insight. But the Red Cross understands it. They've trained their entire company on social media. So when this young lady hits the wrong button and sends this out, within 4 minutes, someone in the IT department sends this out from the Red Cross. So now what happens in this scenario? Young lady's not fired. Actually, their donations go dramatically up. A lot of PR around this. The donations go up. Also, that beer company that was mentioned, they get in the act, and they say, hey, instead of drinking a pint of our beer this week, why don't you donate a pint of blood this week to the Red Cross? So this is how this all works. And what is it? It's showing how awesome you are through your flaws. So it's flawsome. It's really showing how awesome you are through your flaws. FedEx has found that if they resolve a customer issue, that customer is 3 times more likely to repeat than someone that never had an issue in the first place. So how do you take advantage of when something negative happens out there? This is what this is all about. All right, let's look at a retailer, Gary Vaynerchuk. He sells wine out of New Jersey, out of Springfield, New Jersey. He decides to take advantage of video. So he's going to teach people how to learn about wine via video. So I'm going to show you his first video.
Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Wine Library TV. I am Gary Vaynerchuk, Director of Operations here at Wine Library at winelibrary.com, and I am very proud to launch what we think is the first video wine blog.
All right, so that's Gary. That's kind of what you'd expect from a wine show. Nobody watches it. But then he listens, interacts, reacts. He also fails forward, fails fast, and fails better. You're not going to get it right the first time you do these things digitally, so it's about changing, failing fast, failing forward, failing better. So Gary hears from his closest customers and friends, Gary, I can get this anywhere. I want the real Gary. I want the New Jersey Gary. Give me some excitement. I want to have fun when I'm learning about wine. So let's take a look at episode 505 and see if we notice any changes.
To Wine Library TV, I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. Say it with me, Vaniacs. And this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, a.k.a. the internet's most passionate wine program. I'm at 20% Mourvedre, $20 US. Pretty nose, like an Enclair, like, you know, let's give it a whirl.
All right, big difference, big change. Not for everybody, but it is for his fan base. He goes from selling $4 million worth of wine a year to 2 years later selling $50 million worth of wine out of his retail outlet. And he'll tell you the videos don't sell anything. They got him a lot of views. But what sold was him rolling up his sleeves and really engaging through Twitter, through Facebook, to really interact with people that like the videos and start that conversation. So instead of killing the videos, he decided to use them and use that second layer of selling. All right, IKEA, when they were launching a new store in Stockholm, they just put up a fan page of the name of the GM for that store, Gordon. And what they did is posted pictures of the product. And people on Facebook using the tool where you can tag people in photos, they said if you tag the actual product, the couch or the desk, then you can win that product. So all of a sudden there's all this viral activity around the store manager before the store even opens. If we look at Topshop, it's really about asking the question internally, what is the social play? There's always a social play no matter what you're doing. And you need to leverage stuff that you're already doing. So they already do a fashion show, and they already stream it live. But to take it to the next level, someone asks, what is that social play? If you look in the lower right-hand corner of this image, you'll see that there's a camera. There's a camera in the lower right of that image. And all you have to do is click that image, and automatically posted that screenshot to Facebook. So they got 200 million unique views within a couple hours of this show that they didn't have in the previous years, just by asking, what is that social play? So be the person that asks that at every meeting that you're in. All right, this is for Wheat Thins. How many people buy crackers online? Nobody. Got to go to the store to buy those. So they could have said, this isn't for us, this digital stuff. We're sell crackers. But instead they go, let's go see if anyone's talking about crackers online in mobile. And all of a sudden they go out there, wow, a lot of people talk about crackers, and a lot of people talk about Wheat Thins. One lady posts on Twitter, I'm out of Wheat Thins. My life is officially over. We all wish we had her life. It sounds pretty easy, huh? But let's see what Wheat Thins decides to do about this problem that she's having.
This one's hilarious. I'm out of Wheat Thins. My life is officially over. Kind of dramatic. Tabitha.
Yes.
Okay, do you recall tweeting, I'm out of Wheat Thins. My life is officially over.
Yeah?
We got a hold of that. We just want you to be sure that you're aware that we have plenty of Wheat Thins. And that's for you. That's just a gift.
That is a lot of Wheat Thins. Oh my gosh.
Everybody in the van, let's go. In the truck. You take care, all right? Come on, boys. Who's next?
There's also players entering the space that, if you look at Starbucks, they've changed a lot since Howard Schultz came back as CEO in 2008. And now they're a company that's a digital company that, oh, by the way, they also sell coffee. So look forward soon to where if you order the same thing from the same Starbucks every morning, why do you have to wait in line? Always look to see how do you resolve a customer issue, and you'll resolve a business issue. So look for it for all you people that buy Starbucks to where you'll have an app to where you're 10 minutes away in your car, it'll automatically put your order in for your coffee. And then when you walk into that Starbucks, through the Square technology, an image of you will actually pop up on their register, and you're going to pay with your phone. And so that resolves the customer issue. They no longer have to wait in line. But oh, by the way, it resolves a business issue. That people aren't going to leave that line and not buy something. It also helps them control their inventory better because they know those orders that will be coming in consistently and who they're coming in from. This is how quick the world is changing. I'm going to send this out to you. There's 100 different digital tools that you can use. So I ask all of you, is your company listening, interacting, reacting, and then selling? Are you fostering the right culture to have success out there? And I'm sure that all of you are beginning today if you aren't already doing it today. I will be signing books immediately after this in the corridor. Right now, I would like to bring Jill back up here. We're going to answer some quick questions that you guys sent in, but I also want to thank you guys. You've been a great audience. Thank you so much.